Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode number 2 of Senpai Notice My Podcast. I'm your host, Miguel Zarate, alongside the woo kid, John Valencia.
What's up, Internet? Wow!
Jose couldn't be here this week.
He's a little bitch and we had to be sick.
Damn, throwing that shade?
Are we doing the kind of funny rule where they're not here and
we talk shit? No, we don't do that here, because we're talking about anime, because this is, of course, Senpai Notice My YouTube channel's anime podcast, because what the fuck else with the name like Senpai Notice My YouTube channel kind of podcast would we have? I mean, we do want to bring back our gaming podcast, I think, at some point. And we probably will be posting, so I guess it's not all anime. Anyways, joining us instead of Jose Mar, Mana Kuma-kun.
Konnichiwa. Watashi wa Mana Kuma-san.
That was pretty spot on, actually. Of course, he is from the Danganronpa series. And I'm sure he'll have something to say about anime a little later on. But until then, John, what have you been watching? Or continuing to watch or whatever.
Well, what I've been continuing to watching is still Kage-sama Love is War.
Oh, such a fantastic show.
Still Rising Shield Hero.
Yep. Although this week's episode was kind of like...
It was a filler.
It was like a filler. I was like, alright, it was fun. It was cute. It was adorable. The little girl, they're getting along now.
Yeah.
He still sees them as all his little girls. Even though one is, but one obviously. Reptilia isn't. But anyways, sorry.
And then Promised Neverland. I still need to get started on
Boogie Pop and others.
But that's like the one I don't want to watch on the bus.
You want to watch that?
I want to like binge it.
You want to visually watch it on the screen, John?
Yes.
I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how you can watch anime on the bus, like on this little screen. I hate that so much.
I do.
I want to see it on the big screen. I want to see all that beautiful art. Sorry, excuse me. In all of its glory, John.
I'm being very productive doing this because then once I come home, I could play games.
Well, but sir, anime, sir, anime. You gotta enjoy it. And we'll talk about big screen experiences on the anime later. But I've also been watching, because I'm watching, I think, all those shows except for, wait, which one did you say? No, I think I'm watching all those shows except for Boogie Pops and others. I'm going to probably watch that at some point, but right now it's not on my list of things to watch. The only other shows, I'm watching a few more than you, I think. I'm watching the Quintessential Quintuplets.
Oh, yeah.
It is a harem, I guess you can call it, but it's actually a tastefully done harem. And it's kind of nice. It's just him teaching these 5 idiots who are just happen to be quintuplets. Trying to teach them and get them to pass class, and of course they all...
Oh my god, is it like Aho Girl then?
Kind of, but no, they're not as dumb as Aho. Aho is fucking just stupid. They're like, they all have their cute little personalities and whatever, and they're all like this past episode, I don't know, spoilers? I don't know, never mind, I'll say that later. But yeah, of course they're all slowly falling in love with him and seeing good things. The good thing I like about the show is it started off at a wedding, so we know at least one of them are going to get it, because sometimes shows like this like to end with the main character not choosing one of the girls, and you're just like, well, that was one long season worth for nothing, where he doesn't even choose. Don't be cowards and let them pick their girls so we can stop the flame wars in the comment section.
Best girl is...
Yeah. So, Team Miku, by the way. Team Miku all the way, baby.
I have no idea.
I know, but just so you know, if you do know, Team Miku. And there's something else I'm watching other than you.
Domestic Girlfriend? Yeah,
Domestic Girlfriend, and holy shit, that is it is not garbage, but it is, if American, like telenovela, or I guess that's Spanish, but if like telenovelas became an anime, and that's completely what it is. It's fantastic though, it's like this, it's like another harem, I guess you can call it. It's not really a harem, it's more like, eventually I think it's going to be a harem with the new girls they've introduced in recent episodes, but yeah, they all fall in love with him, and they happen to be new stepbrother and new stepsisters. Sisters times 2, because one is also his teacher.
Oh my god.
But it's fantastic. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's a great show.
So we'll
get into spoilers later.
So you got wannabe incest and then a teacher complex.
Yeah, I guess. He always like loved her, his teacher. But I guess I've never really fell in love with the teacher before, so I don't know how that feels, but have you?
No.
On camera?
No.
Okay. And is that all? And then I watched High Score Girl recently, which you need to watch. Yeah, I don't remember how much we talked about it last week on the show.
We didn't even bring it up at all.
Are you sure we didn't bring High Score Girl?
Yeah, I listened to the podcast about all those.
Okay, well, High Score Girl. High Score Girl. Sorry, not High School Girl. High Score Girl is about. It is kind of a romance, but it's mainly focused on the '90s arcade, like the boom period of like fighting games, and it's fantastic because they get assets from all these classic fighting games, and they actually show them in the show, and you learn a lot about these games. Like there's some tricks in Street Fighter 2 that I kind of never knew about, like Guile Turtle. Oh,
Turtle Guile.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, so it's fucking fantastic. I'd suggest you give it a watch.
It's on Netflix, right?
It's a cool little ride, and next month they're releasing more episodes for it, so I'm excited about that. I actually thought they released on February 14th, like Valentine's Day, which makes sense because it does have a romance aspect to it. But now I guess it's next month, next
Wait, are those
March
the OVAs
14th.
or no?
It's well, they're calling them OVAs, but it's like episode 15 through 17 or something like that.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that, but I highly suggest you watch that because it's a hilarious show, it's a hilarious show, and it has a lot of like gaming centric stuff. So I feel like you'd connect with it.
And where can I watch this?
On Netflix, sir.
Oh wow!
Which you have my account for, so
I do.
it's already there. It's in my queue or whatever account you have on there. Or
No, I'm using
there.
the Leech one.
So are you? That's all you're watching then? That's all I'm watching.
Yeah, that's all I'm watching. I still need. Since I've been seeing it climb up the list, I want to start Dororo.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, and I don't. That's the one with the faceless. Like his father wanted to be either rich or like a leader or something, so he made a deal with the devil, demons, and so his baby was born without a face and all that stuff. Yeah, that's the one, right?
Yeah.
And now he has to go fight all those demons, of course, because that's always how you do these things. But yeah, I'm actually been like, I saw it on the top of the list, and I was like, I'm watching a majority of the shows that are on top of the list, but. Or like I guess, what's the list that we're referring to?
I'm referring to the Crunchyroll
list. Is it the Crunchyroll list?
Yeah, that's the one that I see mostly, and then I see the Funimation list, which is still number one.
The same, yeah. So yeah, I've seen it climb, so I've been interested in it too, but I don't know when I'm gonna.
It kind of like stealthily got up there too, because
it was like slowly making its way up there. Because what's been up there, like Kaguya-san's been up there a lot, and
it was Promised Neverland.
Promised Neverland's been up there, and Shield Hero was on top for a lot.
Number one for.
Like
4
3,
weeks?
yeah. Now it's kind of falling, and it makes me sad because it's like
it has a really good
started
aspect.
such a good arc with him, obviously, like feeling betrayed by everybody, and now it's just kind of like, all right, this is starting to get sour feels from him. Like, just go back, man, get to the main story, and let me see what's going on with this because there hasn't been like a big battle since the last
wave.
The wave, yeah, that's what they're called. I don't know.
This last episode was. I'm glad it was like more character development between the two, Attilia and
Philo, yeah.
But like I said, it was just a filler.
Yeah, it was totally filler, and it was like, all right, it was adorable, but come on, man. When these things are coming out week to week, you gotta hold people's attention, which is why I think Boogie Pop and others released 4 episodes. It's like, I get it. Were those the final 4 episodes too?
I'm not even sure because usually. Anime would go up to like 14 episodes without leaking into another season.
Yeah.
So for them to do that, I think it might be done, but
sorry,
I'm not
Monica.
entirely sure.
Oh
Let me check on that. I think it is though. I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that it was like the final 4 episodes. So
I just want to know what's going on over in Japan for them to release all 4 episodes.
Well, it's not. My speculation, and this is without really any knowledge. The show is obviously broken up where it's like. It's a broken story. You're told different events at different times, but not in any order. So that I feel like a week to week, that's a problem because you have to remember
what happened,
everything that you just saw, and it's not helped that it's out of order. So it's like, wait, what? So I feel like they're just like, yeah, this is a binge-worthy show, and so people need to watch this like episode to episode. Because that's how I want to watch it. When I heard the premise of the show, I was like, I'm not watching that week to week.
Yeah, that's what, like, I get the updates of like, oh, episode 7's been released, and I saw the last 4. I'm like, maybe I should jump in now since this is one of the ones that I've been wanting to watch, but been hearing that you need to binge it.
Yeah, because like I said, I wouldn't remember everything. I have trouble remembering what's going on with all these animes I'm watching. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, I remember. But so imagine trying to put that together in a broken ass timeline.
The
I
time
can't find
fuckery
it.
of the show.
I don't know if it's the last episode or not, but yeah. I know that they stealth released those, so. Monokuma, back up.
Yay! Arigato.
Anyways, so John,
Yes.
let's get into our topic of the show then, because we're gonna have some spoilers at the end of the episode for the shows that we've been watching. So if you want to watch those, skip to a certain timeline.
I'll be sure to put
When we start that.
when we jump into the season's spoilers.
Yeah. Anyways,
I should really start taking time codes down instead of trying to do it while editing.
it is 10:45 right now. 10:45. 10:45. Anyways, so John, jumping into our topic of the show, like I said, we wanted to talk about anime on the big screen. So let's talk about Alita Battle Angel.
It's a phenomenal movie, very visually pleasing.
Oh man, it was awesome. This is like the best visual movie, like to do 3D and what's it called, CGI, since I feel like Avatar.
Yeah,
And it makes sense because James Cameron helped Rich, or was his name Rodriguez?
produce. Yeah,
with the stuff on here. So that was fantastic. And it's the first anime live action movie that I felt didn't try to be a blockbuster. I mean, it did because it had all those visual effects, but it didn't try to make the characters more grounded in realism, you know, like when you tend to see with these live action stuff. It's either always terribly done because it's like done cornily, but I feel like this is the first one that kind of stayed true to anime.
yeah.
Like when I first saw I don't even remember his name, the biker guy that was her.
Yugo.
Like, yeah, he's like the worst part of this movie, but he was dressed like the way he was dressed, like that's a fucking anime character. That's like the right look for this.
And this first thing. It's not every day you see someone take on one of those things.
Yeah, it's just the dialogue was kind of like, yep, this is anime, and I was like, this is fantastic. So let's talk about like the visuals. Obviously, it kept that. Obviously, Alita looks like an anime girl with her
With the
big eyes. And all the mech stuff is obviously like, because this was done, I think the original anime was like in the 90s.
90s.
So it's like when like Akira just came out in the late 80s, and like Ghost in the Shell and a bunch of other like shows. Like sci-fi was very big, obviously, in the anime scene back then. I think Cyberpunk, yeah. Not so much these days. So I felt like the aesthetic felt like I was watching an early 90s anime. I think I was talking about last week where I was like, I remember flipping to the Sci-Fi channel and seeing like this girl with a bunch of wires in her back. That's kind of what this felt like when I was watching Alita get put back together by Dr. Ito.
Yeah, like, because I even went as far to watch to go into comparisons.
The OVAs and stuff?
Watch the 2 OVAs for it. And pretty much it's, like, the writing that went into the movies pretty much stayed
true.
Most of the part true to the adaptation to the anime.
Yeah. From the anime, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember reading, because I never watched the anime. I want to now, but I heard that it stays pretty true. Obviously, it's hard to capture everything that happens in a 2-hour, however long the movie was.
About 2 hours.
So obviously stuff gets cut, and that just happens. That's just what you're dealing with when there's an adaptation, like on the big screen. But I felt for the most part like I didn't miss any of the story. They did a good job at building the world of like, oh, we live in this shitty underground place, but up there, that's where you want to be. That's the fucking where the real gods or whatever they fucking people are.
Solemn.
But
to put into for you to say like they didn't add or they didn't take anything out, which is true. They did add a lot more into the movie than they did with the anime.
Yeah.
Because like, what is it called? Death or...
Well, was the OVAs, were they associated with the movie, or were they... Because they were released after, right?
They were, yeah.
Like, in association, kind of, with each other.
Well, no, the OVAs is the anime, because it's... Technically, Battle Angel is the manga.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, were these OVAs recently released, or are they a little older?
No, these ones were from 1993.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
These OVAs were from 93? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, so... Actually, the movie adds a little bit more story elements than the 2 OVAs did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like wondering, how can they make an hour worth of the anime into like a 2-hour movie?
Well,
I did see a lot of differences, like the battle ball thing, like whatever.
They just added that in.
That's added in. Like you see it's in the anime, but it's not that. It looks more like a boxing match.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like more like a death battle match like thing that's in there they don't talk about it, but you see it in the background. It's not like a main focus of the story like it was in the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting. And while we're talking about Alita, I just want to know, like, I really want it to be successful. So please go see this movie because we can get more adaptations that are actually good if this was successful.
Robert Rodriguez do them all, please.
It's like, and we want to jump into this kind of transition because this is going to be, we're talking about Alita a lot because of how good it is of an anime to live action. But I want to talk about what does it mean for like future adaptations? Like, what does it mean for like Your Name? I feel like that's the biggest next anime adaptation that we know is going to hit the big screen because it's being directed by
Steven Spielberg.
No. It's I
thought it was.
God, I forgot already. Sorry, Monokuma.
He's okay.
That sounds more like Bobby Hill.
I'm okay, Dad.
Fuck. Who is doing it?
Your Name.
Adaptation director.
Adaptation. Screenwriter is Eric Harrison, who's directing.
I don't know, but I forgot. It's like somebody pretty big. It's terrible that I can't remember. There's a lot of dead air right there. You might want to cut that out.
I'm gonna cut it out when I want to.
Okay.
Don't see it.
But it's like we're starting to get some of the story elements of what they're going to try and do. Obviously, they couldn't do the mass audiences. They couldn't keep that Japanese aesthetic, which is such a shame because it plays so much in the story. But it seems like they're going to try to Mark Weeb.
Webb.
Okay, I thought it was somebody bigger than that. All right, no, I think somebody bigger is producing it.
Steven Spielberg.
Is it Steven Spielberg? I don't think that's right. But I know it's like a big name is on the project overseeing it. But yeah, so we're starting to get some of the story elements for Your Name. It's like the girl's going to be a Native American, so I think that's how they're going to try to capture that spiritual connection with the earth or whatever kind of that you get with Your Name, with her and the dancing and the old like.
That's like legit. Like the first thing I thought was like, oh well, I can see this.
It makes sense. It makes sense if you're gonna put this into an American perspective. You got to do something like that. The guy's from Chicago, so so he's a big city kid from Chicago.
So I'm calling it now. They're not gonna probably use Radwimps, but they will use Journey. Don't Stop Believing.
If they don't use Journey, Don't Stop Believing. It's just at some point, even if it's just like
a small town girl.
Living in a lonely world. But yeah, goddamn that Spike. So I hope that they see that even though it might not be doing great at the box office, which that's how all these movies are judged. So it's like weird for me to try to say that. I hope that they see the critical reception and try to build upon that. Like, hey, we want kind of these adaptations that kind of stay true to the anime. And if you give us that, we will fucking go out in droves and support you. And it seems like a lot of anime fans I've seen are seeing this movie. Because I didn't want to see it at first, but then I saw like, hey, this is a good adaptation of an anime movie. Go see this. And I wanted to be a part of that. So I was like, yeah, I'll go watch it. Because, yeah, go watch this movie. Give us more what we want. But so what do you think? What do you think the effects of like something this big on this scale can do for future adaptations?
I feel like I said, with Alita, it's stuck really true to the source material.
Yeah.
This one, they're actually trying to localize it for us, for American
Once
viewers.
again, because I think that Japanese aesthetic, it can't. I don't think American audiences are ready for that.
Yeah, they're not gonna
for that story
really understand it properly if they did it scene for scene. At least with the adaptation for the Americans using Native American girl, we can go in more different culture on like what the beliefs are, and their what they do for their culture, all this stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think if they do more faithful and try to localize more animes like that to us instead of trying to keep the Japanese aspect to it, we can get it. But then, like the recent one that was kind of bad and cringy was the Death Note one.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, where they did it all wrong. They rewrote the script. They kind of changed the story a little bit, and obviously they try to Americanize it, but just wasn't done properly. And some of these stories, like I think Your Name can be done because it is kind of, other than her background, it kind of, you can just do this. It's just a old-fashioned swap, which I hope they don't like do the Freaky Friday kind of thing. Like, we're switching, well, I don't know.
Like they do. They in a sense they kind of do that, but they think it's a dream in the anime.
I've always said that Your Name has felt like 2 different movies. Like
it really is.
Like Shinkai, like I don't know, something about the second half of that movie is so totally different from the first half because the first half is like it is kind of we switched, we're touching my boobs and blah blah blah, and then you get to the second half and he starts to discover that these people. Spoilers for Your Name if you haven't watched it, but at this point, if you're watching an anime podcast, you probably watched Your Name. The second half starts with like him discovering that
hey, I haven't switched.
All these people have died. Yeah, and then he goes and looks them up, and that starts a tone shift for the movie. It's kind of 2 different completely movies from the
happy-go-lucky to oh shit,
these people are gonna die and I'm gonna die, and her being heartbroken over him never come back, and you hear their backstory about how she went to go visit him. Oh man. But yeah, I just really hope that they take these adaptations and do them properly from now on, like Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah, and
even if they add stuff like the motor ball, I thought that was
like an interesting aspect. Like I said, the anime ends a little bit differently than the movie does. Like Nova's not
revealed.
Yeah,
Nova's
not even brought up in the anime.
No,
that's like the thing that was weird. It's like, oh, Nova's just a character that was kind of created. But I haven't read the manga. So
no, I think Nova was a character, but I don't think he was like
prominent in the first part.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he is the mastermind behind all of it, and they find out later. You know what I mean? But I feel like for American audiences, once again, we have to have a villain to root against.
Yeah.
If we don't have a villain to root against, then what are we fighting against? What are we fighting for? That's like an American credo: good guy, bad guy. Wrestling, good guy, bad guy. Comics, good guy, bad guy.
Goodbye,
bad guy. My new hit single from my album. But yeah, I think that's like an American trope at this point. Not to say that there aren't good guys and bad guys in anime, but I feel like sometimes you could be more ambiguous with that kind of thing. Yeah. I always feel like anime is more experimental than Americans. We just don't take chances because American companies like what's proven. That's why
we like to make money.
I think they do, and which is the point of every business, but sometimes the art gets lost, and I feel like that's what happened with a lot of the adaptations that became before Alita. Like this was a passion project for Cameron. Has been wanting to make this movie himself, but he couldn't figure out how to do it, and then he finally got Rodriguez to jump on it with him, and he helped him finish the script and all this, because you could tell Rodriguez was into it, and so this was a passion project for them too. So I think it was a help that they had James Cameron on board, because he's been proven to do great, like Titanic, Avatar, and now, like, not to say Alita's on that level, but it helps to have a big name attached so executives can see, like, well, this guy's made us money in the past, let's bet on him again. And who knows whether this is going to do... I know it's doing okay at the box office, but it's not doing gang numbers.
No, but there is a lot of people that are going to see this movie just, like, they know it's from an anime.
Yeah.
And then people are actually coming out like, go see it. Like, people who see it are the ones raving.
I'm trying to get people who aren't anime fans to see it. Like, I'm starting to like, hey, I know you may not know what anime is, but this movie is visually pleasing to look at. Like, just go see it for the action scenes, because the action scenes are amazing.
Those were really
all of everything, the set design, amazing. The way they mix CGI and I guess real life, amazing. Like, these cyborgs look fucking cool. Even, what was the asshole? I'm terrible with names. The one with just the face and like the cyber body, kind of like the bad guy.
I forgot his bounties. The fuck is his hunter?
One of the bounty hunter. It doesn't matter. With the cool sword. I loved the way he looked, because it looked seamless. It did not look forced. It did not look
like Green Lantern.
And stuff like that can sell, like, just people who love movies in America, like, oh, this movie has that kind of effects in it, I want to go see it now. So that's how I'm trying to push it. I'm not pushing it as an anime film, because I brought it up to my brother's boyfriend, TJ. I was like, he's like, is it one of those 2-day event movies? It's like, no, it's an actual... And I was like, wait, those are movies too, you asshole. But I was like, no, it's the actual worldwide release. And then I explained to him what it was. He's like, oh, I've seen that. I want to see that because it looks cool. Like, yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, no, I think what's... Like, even though she's a cyborg, what I liked about the movie too is that they kept, like, try to keep the anime aspect. Even though like people like at first when it first came out, people were
complaining. And I honestly, the first time I saw the trailer for it, I think was like a year ago or something. Like I was like, oh, that looks weird, but then I saw the movie and just like first minute you're done. Yeah, it's like all right, it's fine. So I don't get people that are like, oh, that
her
looks
eyes
weird.
are too big.
Well, did you not like the blue people from Avatar?
Excuse me.
So yeah, I just really hope we get more adaptations
that are
faithful, or even that try to localize it if they do it in a respectful manner. And that's why I'm kind of hopeful for Your Name, because I felt like that was the first. Hearing those details, that was a good step.
Yeah,
like making her a Native American girl makes sense for where we are, and it obviously gets to prop up some of your people, John.
Yes.
Yes, John. So prop him up. So that's fine.
What I'm actually interested is if it's going to be like a brand new soundtrack with like a band.
They've said, I think Jose told me that they said that the Radwimps are not going to make music for this. Disappointing, because I love that. I hope they at least. I honestly hope they just at least do the Radwimps, maybe not performing in it, but I hope they at least
have like a medley. Of
sort of like, because I can hear it like on a Native American flute, like some of these songs. You know what I mean? That'd be amazing if they did that. So I really hope they use that, because that soundtrack, man, I have that thing on vinyl. Fantastic.
I still need to get it, but
it's such a good soundtrack, and obviously people like me who have connection to like Your Name, like the movie. I don't know why I said this like that. I dig that soundtrack. Like it's part of the identity of that movie. So I really do hope they kind of license the music for that.
Well, what I'm actually like, you know how it was just Radwimps that did the full movie. If they just get like decide on a band and then have them write the full soundtrack to it, like they did with Radwimps.
No, I don't see that happening. You know, these productions, America, they have to like get a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Which I just hope they get the right kind of music to fit the tone. But it's going to be a little different. I could see them doing like a hip hop thing for this, because it is Chicago.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Lucky Boys Confusion, man. Get them to do the soundtrack.
No, not the.
Get them to do the soundtrack.
You might have just sold me on Lucky Boys Confusion doing the soundtrack, and all you had to say was Lucky Boys Confusion. God, that'd be fantastic. I'm gonna get on Twitter, because they follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna be like, yo.
Oh, they follow me too.
Get them. Jump on this soundtrack, man. Go find whoever's doing this movie and get on that soundtrack. Even one track, I can see like here the Lucky Boys playing as instead of
Storm Chaser, maybe
instead of Zen Zen Zen, like I'm gonna Zen. I can hear a Lucky Boys track over that. Oh man, but yeah, I can. Like I said, I feel like if they are gonna go all in with the American thing, that'd be another great way to like fit the Radwimps music into it. Would be maybe remixes of like versions of their song, because I've been on YouTube and I've heard some fucking fantastic remixes, like hip hop remixes of this.
No, mine goes like towards the EDM section.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if you like, the only reason I said Chicago or hip hop was because Chicago, Chi-Town's a big hip hop town, so it makes sense for that. It's also a big blues town, but like I said, with the Native American, I know they're gonna, at least I hope they're gonna incorporate some music from that, which would only make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. That's our thoughts.
So, the one thing I'm trying to figure out, because there's like different, you know how there's different tribes for natives.
Yeah.
Is which one they're gonna play off of, and how they're gonna do the part where they're already dead, but like the whole sake part where he has to drink the sake in order to go back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure they can find. I'm hoping what they do is pick a tribe in the area and say, hey, we want to do this. Like they have somebody consulting them about their tribe stuff that they can maybe portray in the movie and do it respectfully. If they decide to go the route where they don't really like name the tribe, then I feel like they still have to consult Native Americans in general about that kind of stuff. Because I'm sure every civilization, John, has discovered alcohol at one point on their own. So I'm sure there is some Native American.
I was like, I think I know what they use, but I could be wrong.
Or they could just have them all take peyote and just fucking get fucked up and go through that dream sequence on peyote.
That's why not?
Why not?
That's like, honestly, I was like, unless he does like a peyote thing, but I don't know how that's gonna. Other than that, peyote being used to do your spirit animal.
Well, you know, because the reason he goes through that trip is the sake.
Yeah,
so I can see him like they made this kind of thing and laid it out in a whatever
In
for the
a
ancestors.
service, yeah.
And then take the thing and start that dream sequence, which I hope they nail. Because
that's gonna
be hard to like. Yeah, you're gonna need James Cameron for that. For that CGI, man.
Get James Cameron here.
For real. Let him produce on that too. I don't care. He can do no wrong now. He can do no wrong because he did Titanic.
And what are like the worst movie adaptations for anime you've
I
seen?
mean, like I said, Death Note.
Death Note was one.
Well, pretty much every anime adaptation has not done it right. Dragon Ball, what is it called?
Evolution was worse. I couldn't finish it.
I know it's not anime, but Avatar: The Last Airbender.
God.
Obviously, that was Avatar influence from anime.
Yeah.
And they couldn't even do that right, and it's an American show.
No, it's Ong.
I think it's really hard for them to do any kind of like cartoon. Because it's hard to go from that aesthetic where you can do anything to limit yourself now on what you can do.
But you can't.
With like I said, with your name it'll be easier because it's a lot of it's real life. A lot of it's just Tokyo and beautiful scenery from the countryside. Mm-hmm. But something like Alita, which was based heavily on sci-fi and
Cyberpunk.
Having they needed to build a whole world, but they did a good job. So obviously the technology is starting to get there, or maybe they could revisit a Dragon Ball movie. Maybe they could do a Bleach or Naruto movie.
The newest Bleach one is actually really good.
I haven't seen it.
It's done really well.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, the effects.
On Netflix.
But was it on the level of Alita is my question. Probably not.
Not really, but again, this was Netflix, but it was done in Japan.
Yeah.
So I think they were more stricter on staying close to the source material as we are here in
because it was a Japanese one.
It was a Japanese one. Yeah.
Okay. But I have a problem with a lot of Japanese CGI kind of movies because
the CGI in this one was actually decent. It wasn't like the whole this is clearly CGI.
It wasn't like Attack on Titan, another bad.
That was bad.
It was, and I would like to see them maybe visit Attack on Titan once again over here, adapt it because that has a more European look, anyways. So it wouldn't be too different. You're not like adapting so many Japanese culture stuff. Yeah, it's more like a European based kind of thing. So that could work.
Yeah,
and I would love to see like them work on it with this stuff that they have going on with CGI now. Because I used to hate CGI movies like that are too heavily CGI and where it's like, all right, you're breaking the immersion for me. But yeah, what was the one we saw last year? Ghost in the Shell. I thought that was decent too, but it didn't go too complex into the story, which good or bad. I don't think that's getting a sequel though.
Well, I don't think it is because they kind of resolved the full story within the one movie.
Yeah, but there's more to Ghost in the Shell than that.
Well, it depends on which one Ghost in the Shell we're talking about.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I don't think it wowed people enough. I think the effects were okay. The effects were actually pretty decent.
They're pretty decent.
But yeah, I don't think it did any for anime fans. They pissed off everybody. They managed to piss off everybody. They pissed off the anime fans because they weren't true enough to that. Well, I don't even care about the whitewashing of that.
No, that's like the first thing I saw. Like they're whitewashing it, and then there was a video that I saw where people actually went to Japan, like, "Oh, what do you think of these?" I was like, and then they were just like, cute. "Oh my god, she's like, perfect for this role."
And they're like, "It's an American movie. Why wouldn't you cast an American actress?"
Yeah,
made sense. But what was I saying? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The anime. Oh yeah, they pissed off everybody because they weren't true enough to the story for anime fans, and they just bored audiences who didn't know the source material. So they kind of just didn't do right by anybody. Unlike this, where I think anime fans are happy with this, and movie buffs are happy about the effects and the battle scenes and the CGI. So it's like they kind of can have something there for everybody, which Ghost in the Shell didn't.
Yeah, because Ghost in the Shell pretty much is like you needed the knowledge of the actual anime prior to going in.
Yeah. I don't know if you know. They didn't do a good job of explaining the whole. Like this, I feel like they slowly world built. Like you hear everybody talking about like in the background about what's going on, what their world is like. That one, not so much. I feel like they didn't do a good enough job. But shout out to what's his name, the old Japanese man that's in like every movie.
Kitano,
yeah. Shout out to him. He's every time he's on my screen, I get happy.
Kitano.
I just remember him from fucking Battle Royale.
Kitano.
But yeah, So hopefully we get more good adaptations, and I feel like Alita Battle Angel set the stage where we can get more good ones. So once again, I'm going to fucking keep saying it. Go see that movie, anime fans. You need to watch that movie.
And if we were sponsored, we'd leave you a sponsor code, but we're not.
Yeah.
Senpai, please give us a sponsor.
So anyways, John, let's jump into the spoilers for shows we're watching this season, which now we are at 35, let's say 35:30.
35:30.
Where the spoilers began.
Where is your name?
So let's talk about the show that I think is most exciting to us right now. And that's The Promised Neverland.
God damn.
Up to this point, man, Ray, Norma, they're all getting ready to leave, and now they got caught by Sister though.
Yeah.
Sister Crone. Crone, whatever.
Crone. I don't know.
I'm gonna call her Sister Crone, and people are gonna, you're an idiot. It's
John
fine.
was right or John is wrong.
It doesn't matter.
But man, every time she's on screen, she freaks me out. Like, I get chills when she like talking, and then what also like helps that with the chills is her music ambient. It fucking changes every time she's on screen.
Yeah. It's like the little like music cutting in and out,
Yeah.
I feel like, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because it's like this past episode was like, meet me in my room, and then we'll talk more about it. That whole time I was in that, we just felt so uneasy watching that whole scene.
I'm not as scared of her as you are, I feel like you get, but there is one point where it's like, alright, she's starting to act normal, then all of a sudden it goes to a close-up of her face, and she's like, and you're like, alright.
The whole...
Yeah. And I want to know, like, do you think her motivations are true? You think she really wants to just be a mother?
I don't know. Like, she does care for the kids.
Yeah.
But, she was like, during the Q&A session with her, was like, well, there's only enough materials for 5 kids. Clearly, she still wants to be the P's.
Well, yeah.
The headquarters.
I don't know. Well, because they're not in on that plan yet. They do know that
They
want to escape. They don't know the plan about them trying to escape with all the children.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think I don't think Ray told Mom that much. They told her, like, the base plan that they want to escape. I don't know if they said they want to escape with everybody or not, but I can't remember.
I think Sister Crone knows that she wants to escape with everyone with the whole game. Remember when they all were training with Tag?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. So, yeah, maybe they do know that they're trying to escape with everybody. But they know, everybody except Emma knows it's unrealistic that they want to escape with everybody.
She knows it's unrealistic, but she still wants to try.
No, I feel like she doesn't because she still wants to try.
She's very naive. Even her sister's like, your weakness is you're very naive.
She is naive. She's so naive, and I love her so much, and I get it. But man, why not just devise a plan where you guys escape and then come back later?
It might be harder because they don't know what's behind the walls.
Yeah, but they're all little kids right now. You can keep lying to them about where they went. Like, oh, they ran off and they died or something. Not that hard.
Yeah. And then also what was also a big story element is that people get selected to be a mom. If they meet
like the
requirements.
kids. And only women.
Yeah.
Only women. So what's going on with Ray? Like, what is his deal with Mom?
I don't know. But he
like,
knows he's getting shipped off. Though.
That's what I'm saying. He's getting shipped off in a month, I guess that's what they said, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So it's like, why would he continue to help her if he like knows that she has to ship him off anyways? What's the point of that?
I don't know.
Why not just kill her? I know you'd probably get killed anyways, but if you're going to go down taking out people.
Unless there's like sub-departments, maybe. Like Sister Crone said, though, there's people who work at the headquarters, people who supply the food, people who do all that.
Yeah.
And there's also the ones that don't work for headquarters, that actually can live in the world.
Yeah, apparently there's human settlements.
Yeah.
That aren't farms. So I want to go more into that. And I was sad because they didn't touch on any of the stuff we talked about last week.
Oh, the book?
The book, yeah. They didn't talk about that.
See, that's what I was thinking, like, Sister Crone was. Like, maybe that was who...
Maybe she was sending the messages. Maybe Maybe it was like a... What was it called? Like a...
Pseudonym?
There, pseudonym. For her, maybe?
That's what I was thinking, but then I was like trying to figure out, I was like...
But no, because she was not that young. She wouldn't have been that young.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
26.
She's only 26, yeah. Mom's 31.
31, yeah.
30 or 31.
31. But do you pay attention to the end credits?
No, actually, I normally lose.
So
Look away by them.
what's kind of concerning about the end credits is it shows like the end credit sequence is them like running away of them escaping. Yeah. But it shows a young Isabel like chasing after them, like wanting to go with them. But we know that she can't escape with them because they're also
her heart
chips.
will stop, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe Isabel is the one trying to help them escape too. Like letting.
I get that feeling that they both care, but I don't know because she obviously is also down with headquarters and willing to do whatever.
Yeah, but her farm is also the one that supplies the best children.
Yep.
Too.
So I don't know. So that means she's the best caretaker, I guess, because she takes care of her children. But she's obviously killing them. So I don't know how much sympathy you're gonna actually get from the audience. Like me, I'm not gonna give you any sympathy, bitch. I want you to die. But I'm sure they'll do an arc of where we see their background.
Yeah, like I said, the end credits is what's like keeping you like, what does Isabel know? How much does Isabel know? How much is she letting go?
She was obviously a kid at some point. So
yeah.
She knows what it's like to be like Emma and she knows what it's like to be like the kids. And then she at some point got told, hey, you're going to be a mother. This is what your life actually is. And then she became the dark. I mean, I guess that would turn you bad. Or not bad, but like
not caring.
Yeah, that would make you like fucked up in the head if you learned that your whole life was a lie and that, oh yeah, you have to kill children that you saw your brothers and sisters or whatever sent to.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then she also interacts with whatever those creatures are too.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's not fazed by them.
No, because she's dealt with them obviously now for a while. Because they ship them off when they're 12?
Yeah, 12.
So that means she's known about the monsters now for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
So, of course, but I feel like there's a higher story going on because there is human settlements that aren't farms.
Then we got the human settlements that aren't farms. We also got the Morse code messages from the books.
Yeah, but those were ages ago too, so I don't know about those. Yeah.
Only like, what, 20, 30 years apart?
Yeah.
So
but still, it's a while though.
That was the first one they found, and then there was more later on too. So they got those still. And then even though too, in the end credits, like right before the credits end, you just see
the book.
You see like a set of the Morse code things. Like you can pause it and try to decipher them.
Okay.
But I clearly haven't done that yet.
It's okay. So let's talk about Shield Hero then. Why I was disappointed with this episode.
I was a little disappointed, but I was happy for.
I mean, it was once again. I love cute anime girls, so it was still a good episode. But it just, I want more from this now. I'm starting to like. All right, I'm getting a little impatient now. For last two episodes haven't really. What was the episode before? What happened?
When he started becoming the traveling merchant.
But I don't know what that happened that last episode.
Yeah, because it was the wave.
Yeah, I remember the wave happening, and then
the wave.
Oh, when he got Philo, yeah.
And then it was the whole traveling.
So yeah, these two episodes kind of have felt kind of because the last episode was just them getting Philo close.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, well, okay, yeah, she's adorable. Yes, she's creating romantic conflict with Reptilia, who once again he doesn't even see her as a woman yet, so it doesn't even matter. It's starting to get filler, to too much filler, because I don't think this is a 2-season, 3-season thing.
No.
Unless it is. But from what I read, it's like we're pretty far getting into the story. I don't know where it's going, though. I just want to get to the next wave, the next story element, something happens. They introduced, like, the other people watching them, and then did nothing with it.
I think we're still going to see
We just know that there's other people watching them.
Yeah, but I think those people are following Spear Hero.
But I know, but I'm just saying, like, they introduced them, and then 2 episodes did nothing with that.
Pretty sure they're going to play a bigger role. Like, they're going to come back and be like, oh, you remember us?
I hope so, because at this point, like I said, I'm getting a little impatient with the show. I really enjoyed the show. I was really beating the drum for it.
And then, what is it?
For the first,
I
4
like
episodes.
going into, like, the opening sequences and ending sequences.
Yeah.
Ending sequences is, like, just a typical...
So then you need to watch What's in an OP then, by Giguk, or is it Mother's Basement?
I think it's Mother's
Basement. It's either one of those two, and they break down the OPs and closings of shows, so it's fantastic. And so I feel like you'd enjoy that.
Yeah, because, like I said, I think it's going to be this next wave. Like, if we're going off of the opening, who's the woman in black?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. And we still need to find out like where the other hero or what the
other heroes are up.
Though there was a specific hero that's missing right now. It's not Spear Hero, obviously. Spear Hero's a dick. And he's incompetent as we saw.
It's either the bow or the swordsman. No, I think it's a swordsman. We don't know what's going on.
He's like, there are rumors that he went to go help another country or blah blah blah. So I want to still know what he's doing. Maybe he's working for those secret people. Yeah. But yeah, as we saw in this episode, Spear Hero, fucking doesn't know what he's doing. Because I remember last episode, they're like, oh, he went to this place and got a plant for these people. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's weird that they're bringing it up because he's supposed to be like the antagonist. So why are they bringing up that he's doing something good? And then in this episode is like, oh, it turns out that good thing that he did
was bad.
Was actually really bad.
I like what freaking the shield heroes like Nayofumi. Yeah. It's like, well, if you guys sealed it away, why didn't you guys think twice about replanting it?
Because people are dumb and they are looking for a quick fix. That's human nature. So I don't blame them as much. Because when a hero brings you something, you're supposed to be like, oh man, you probably thought this through. Nope, did not think it through at all.
And then, what's it? The last episode, I know what the next one is where they're going to be fighting a dragon.
Why?
Do you not watch end credits?
I feel like I do. Sometimes.
Jesus.
Sometimes I just click off.
There's end credits.
It doesn't help that Crunchyroll's not like Netflix where it's like, unless there's another episode, but obviously there's no episodes because we're watching it as we go. Like Netflix will not tell you next episode until everything's done. So something like High Score Girl where there's something after the end credits will stay on there. And if there's nothing going on, immediately when the end credit starts, like, do you want to watch the next episode? I wish Crunchyroll had a feature like that.
Your Verb does.
Well, Crunchyroll doesn't, sir.
It's made by Crunchyroll, sir. But no, so the next episode, they're about to leave the hot spring.
Yeah.
The hot spring out of town. And it shows Nayofumi walking back to the wagon. And there's the villagers sitting there. It's like, so I hear there's medicine supplies are going off the shelves in the east. I was like, yeah, I heard that there's a big battle going on there. Oh, and then Fio's like, where are we going next? Or it was Reptilia. One of those two are just like, where are we going next?
And he's like, head that way, yeah.
And then it switches scenes to just showing a fucking
dragon, like in the background.
No, like a village, like already fucking decimated, and then a dragon's like sleeping in the middle of the city.
Woo! See, that sounds more like it. This seems like something I want to watch. Once again, I'm only disappointed. I'm actually really enjoy the show, so keep watching it.
So I'm really interested to see what's gonna happen Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
I don't know. I normally wait till Thursday till everything's up, except for today, which Kaguya-sama's up.
Kaguya's love is war.
So you might have already seen this episode by the time the next episode. But the last episode we saw with Kaguya was when they introduced the treasurer.
Oh god!
And oh my god, the show is fan-diddly-dastic.
So if you're thinking of someone, that means you're in love. I'm in love with Kaguya-sama.
I just like, because, people are always worried. Like, when you introduce a new character, like, what is it, episode 5 already?
Yeah.
So we've already had the 2 leads and then the supporter.
Secretary.
Yeah, to support. So when they brought him in, I was like, oh, I hope he fits in the cast. And of course he did. He's just this timid guy, just doesn't like...
Headphones in.
Doesn't want to be around these people. He doesn't even want... So he's terrified of... Kaguya, yeah.
Kaguya.
I am so terrible with names, guys. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so he's terrified of Kaguya, and so they're like, think of someone. What was it? What was the question?
The question was like, think of someone who, or if someone's gonna tap your shoulder, who is it?
Oh yeah, and he's like with her with death, and the show started off with her helping the drama club, and then she comes in with like a knife and stuff, and he's like, ah!
No, get away from her!
Because he threatened her. Because he knows that she likes.
What the fuck?
See,
is his name?
Why can't we remember these people's names?
It's too many people to.
Is it because we're watching too many animes?
Yes, too many people to remember.
Yeah, actually, because I can't remember it. I can only remember a few of the quintuplets names from Quintessential Quintuplet. But yeah, so they introduced him. It was a hilarious romp. If you haven't seen that show, go watch it because it's just funny. It's Konosuba funny, John.
I don't know what that means.
Which, yeah, I know you don't know that means because you haven't watched Konosuba.
It's off my watch list now.
Watch Konosuba!
It's off my watch list.
You will laugh your ass off. Watch it while smoking the devil's lettuce soup.
Who says I partake?
Lettuce. Oh, we don't partake in the devil. You might want to cut that out, depending on you if you think your
I'm using it for
coworkers.
content. I'm using it for content.
Lettuce soup. Lettuce soup. Lettuce soup. Cabba soup. Cabba soup. Cabba soup. Ouch. Okay. What other shows are we watching?
See, Love
Because
is
Kaguya-sama,
War.
it's like hard to talk about that because
It's
just comedy.
Is it a comedy
And
romance
then,
anime?
you know what's gonna happen every week. They're gonna try to convince each other. And I don't think anything too notable happened this week.
No, other than just the introduction of the treasure.
Was this the one with the nails episode? Like where she was trying to
Yeah, it was.
she tried to she painted her nails and she was all cute and she was like trying to get him noticed and he was like, "Do I say something?"
Oh my gosh!
And then he almost did say something, but then the treasurer,
nails is
the treasurer was like smelt cute girl's hair.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it smells good." And she's like,
Oh,
"You're
yeah.
creepy." He's like,
like,
I just wanted to say something nice.
I'm gonna go home now. I
Yeah.
feel sick. How do I even talk to girls? They thought I said something nice. Why am I so creepy? Why did she say I was creepy?
Yeah. And so he was like about to say something about the nails, and she was like, "You're a creep." And so then at the end, he tried, and he like
Your nails
backed out
are.
again, which I thought was adorable. 'Cause
I
she was
gotta
like,
go.
What did you say? What is he gonna say? What do you think he's gonna say? And
Battle results.
yeah,
Kayuga
wins. And can we shout out the narrator too? Narrator, best, probably like my favorite person in the whole series.
No, so like you know how like the first episode is like love is all this, but then you lose the war.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love the second episode when it's just like, oh, so they're gonna introduce this every episode. I'm okay with it, and they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so it's gonna be like,
It was like just rewound through it. But every time narrator comes on, I know something funny is about to be said. Is that thing still recording yet?
yeah, so
Okay. There's another show we're watching, me and you together. There's 3 shows we're watching together. It's Kaguya,
Shield Hero.
and we talked about Promised Neverland.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching quintuplets. Yeah.
Convince me to watch that.
I'm not going to because this show is not a you show. It is definitely a me and Jose. Maybe I don't even know if it's for Jose.
On a scale of 1 to ecchi, how not?
It's not actually. Once again, not ecchi at all. There's been maybe one panty shot, I think, and I don't even know if they actually showed the panties. I can't remember, but I know he saw somebody's panties. But yeah, it only happened once in like 8 episodes, 7 episodes, whatever episode we're on.
I think it's 7. Everything is updating to 7.
So it's actually not ecchi at all. It's just, once again, him trying to convince these. And we're slowly seeing every girl story. This episode was based on Ueno, I think. Red hair. Well, they're all red hair. God damn it. They're all the same. She's like the sister that she's the most independent sister. She's trying to study by herself. I don't want to break down this episode because you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't, but am I going to actually watch it?
You're not going to actually watch it.
Oh, say hi.
Hello. Who am I saying hi to?
I don't know, my Instagram story.
Shout out to John's Instagram followers
Yeah!
on the podcast. But yeah, so those are what we're watching this week. Maybe next week I'll have more to talk about with them, because right
Is
now
Jose watching it?
I don't believe so. He's watching it.
Oh, no, he's watching Domestic Girlfriend.
Yeah, I'm watching Domestic Girlfriend. Holy shit, John, that shows. He just kissed his sister again.
Oh my gosh.
So let me break down the night. For some reason I'm kind of blanking on Quintessential right now, but I can remember Domestic Girlfriend. What's going on? So here, let me set the story for you, John. So far, here's what's gone on. Basically, like I said, start off a teacher. Okay, so the first episode starts where his sister, well, his now younger sister, who is like almost the same age as him, she starts off by meeting him in a karaoke place. It was like, hey, this is kind of lame, but since I don't know you, I kind of want to have sex with you.
Oh.
Because she just wants to try it out. She doesn't love him, doesn't like him. She just wants to have sex. So they have sex. Obviously, later you're gonna find out that they're brother and sister now. And also, she's the younger sister of his crushes, of his crush, which is his teacher also. And so, okay, we get there. There we find out that yes, this girl he had had sex with now is his sister. So then we move on to his crush. His crush who is his teacher is having an affair with a man who's married.
Oh my god.
And so the little sister and him now try to break that up because it's affecting him. It's affecting the sister's relationship. So they try to break that up. Eventually they do through weird means. And let's see. Now we jump to So yeah, they're broken up. They're happy home. They're happy home for a little bit. And this big sister, who's the teacher, is like, oh, I got to thank you because I put you through a lot of trouble. Oh, here's one thing I forgot. So at one point, the protagonist is like, you should be with me, blah, blah, blah. And so they kiss. He kisses her, the older sister, in the room. And then she pushes him down. And he's like scared and trembling. And she's like, see, you're still a kid. And so then she's like, you wouldn't understand adult things, like me and my relationship with my boyfriend. But eventually they do break them up. And so they're like, let's go on a date, which brings us to this week's episode where it's like, let's go on a date together and let's just forget we're brother and sister for a little bit. And then so he's like, well, we should be together. And then she grabs his hand, walks him into the ocean, and he's like, where are you going? And she's like, well, this is what, if we have a relationship, it's going to be like, it's like double suicide for our lives because we're going to be judged by everybody's society. She's probably going to lose her job and they're going to break up their family. And she's like, are you willing to do this? And he's like, no. So then they hug it out and they're like, let's never talk about this again. We're just brother and sister from now on. But the little sister has also slowly been developing a crush on him because he helped her gain friends and he's kind of just helped her around school because they're brother and sister now and he kind of cares for her. And then she walks into his room and is like, we never kissed. We just fucked last time. So I kind of want to give kissing a try. And at first he's like, no, we're brother and sister now. We can't do that. And then he remembers his heartbreak with older sister teacher and he kisses her. And that's where the last episode ended.
Damn.
It's a fucking drama, John. You need to watch this show. It's a fucking trip, and it has a banger of an opening. You want to talk about openings? This opening is fantastic. It's so well. I don't know if you ever. I know you've seen the music video.
No,
I
actually have the song downloaded on YouTube.
Well, I know, but that's the actual music video. Those
like,
characters have nothing. Yeah, you have to watch the OP, and man, this breaks it down a lot too. Like you could tell the sisters end up staring, but yeah, it's a fucking fantastically done opening. I hope I just sold you on Domestic Girlfriend because it's a fucking trip.
Kind of.
It's a trip.
Can I watch it on the bus?
Yes. This is one you can watch on the bus.
Because there's been a few animes where I watch on the bus and I'm just like in shame, put the phone down. So I think the phone is safe.
No, so nobody sees you.
Or sit in the back of the bus and be like, oh.
This is safe. Might get a few boners here or there. Kind of sexy. It's a sexy show. It's a sexy, and this is if they were to make this an American drama, I could see it happening. Might be the incest might be a little weird for America, but it's not real incest, John. It's not thrown in the bin.
It's incest by law.
Yeah, it's incest only in.
Like how we're shining that shot at my doors.
It's all right. Shout out to those people who don't mind incest. I don't mind it in anime. Only in anime.
Oh, God.
Anyways, this has been episode 2 of Senpai Notice My Podcast. Give us a like, subscribe, ring that bell, something.
Ring the bell.
I've never used the bell ever in my life.
I have for several things. I have to turn it off every time there's a Nintendo Direct for kind of funny.
Anyways, ring that bell.
Ring the bell notification to get notified when this video goes live, which is 10 o'clock Wednesdays.
There you go. I didn't even know that. Now you do. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at mig_AZ.
Nope. Wait. Are you Mig under? Yeah, I lied.
I know I'm on Instagram. I'm mig_AZ.
Yeah, you're that on Twitter too.
I might be that on Twitter too. Or I might be Zerk52 though.
Nope, we checked this last week.
Oh yeah. Follow him at Tagless02.
On the Twitters and the
Instagrams. And obviously, and then you can also, for all the audio files, you can also get this podcast on soundcloud.com/senpai. Notice my SoundCloud.
That is a mouthful.
We didn't really let Monokuma talk at all.
No, so you shall be all dispelled. Boop, boop, boop.
Who's more evil, you or Sister Crone? Or Crone?
I killed kids.
So does she.
She's not a mother.
Wait, yes she is.
She doesn't have the authority to ship them out.
You're just a glorified principal, sir.
But I'm so cute.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Bye, guys.